my name is Sara Pilgreen and I'm in the combined program here getting my Master's of Social Work and a Ph.D. in Social Welfare. I was born and raised in Oregon and I was a volleyball player. That was my big thing. And University of Hawaii Hilo recruited me, so that's where I went to undergrad. And I played 4 years there. During my senior season, I finished out my collegiate career. However, I hurt my knee. And after tearing my ACL, my MCL, I had planned on continuing volleyball. I had been to Europe during the previous December to play. However, after that injury, my career was finished pretty much, but I still wanted to travel. And I had heard about the Peace Corps before, so I applied, and it took about a year for that application to go through. So during that year, I went back home to Oregon, I coached volleyball, and then I worked on a cruise ship for about 5 months. Got off the ship in September, and then I left for the Republic of Vanuatu at the end of September in 2005. The Peace Corps was a very formative time in my life. It was like a roller coaster, so the highs were very high. It was great. I loved the country, I loved the people, I loved the village I was in. But the lows were really low, and sometimes you're crying yourself to sleep wondering what is it that you're doing there and are you really making a difference. And I think it kind of twists and turns you around a few times, but you definitely come out a better person. The transition from being a collegiate athlete to all of a sudden being someone in a village on kind of a desolate island in the middle of the South Pacific is a demanding job, but at the same time I loved it and I learned a lot about myself during those years. I knew I definitely wanted to go to graduate school, but I was kind of unclear as to what path I wanted to go down. I ended up getting into a couple different schools, but I chose to go to Columbia Teachers College, and so I did a master's there in clinical psychology, and at that point I had thought that I wanted to become a clinical psychologist. However, while I was at Columbia, I had a great internship at New York State Psychiatric Institute. I had a mentor there who kind of pulled me aside and said, "Hey, look, Sara, when I hear you talk about what you're passionate about and where your interests are, I think you would be great in social work." And so that night I went home and I started researching different programs, and I realized that was where I wanted to be, and that would be a great program, and that's what I wanted to do. By having an MSW, it will enable me later, if I go the professor route, to be able to teach classes. And as far as having a PhD, it will open a lot of doors in the research realm and being able to work at hopefully a top tier university and doing social policy, macro social policy research. I always feel like whenever you volunteer, you go somewhere, whether it's through Peace Corps or other internships, you're just one person and you're gaining something from everyone in those cultures and those communities. And so I feel so lucky and blessed to have had those experiences, and they have definitely shaped me of who I am today and have helped formulate ideas of different approaches to social problems that we have here. What I hope to do with my education and all my experiences from around the world is to be able to impact social policy for those who need it most on a real level. So for the people who are the vulnerable populations who face incredible barriers and an uphill battle to get to the privileges that have just been handed to me. So whether that be access to education, access to employment, access to services, I hope to have an impact on the social policy to make it easier for them to gain those things. I really feel that I've been privileged and I've had a great life, and so in order to give back and to make a difference, that's what matters most to me. And I think being here at Luskin is providing me the education and a great foundation and great network that I'll be able to go out and whatever it is I end up doing and making a difference.